Hello. Oh, good God. There we go. Oh, hello, Chris. How you doing? There you go. It's been that Tuesday. We're both outside Frog and Bucket, just going, why is this shut? Why are we both here? I remember that. It's great days. Anyway, right, okay. So it's a woman here who wanted cock as well, by the way. I met a woman up at Seal Street who said, she went, are you going to do filth tonight? I went, yeah, I do. And she went, oh, just loads of cock. I don't think she's here. No, I'm just going to do filth. No, because she was an older lady, right? And I always worry that I'm going to talk about filth and like some of the older crowd are going to go, ooh, right? So I always try and gauge it by, if I do any material, I talk to my mum first and run it past her. Unfortunately, my mum is a pervert, right? And I found this out because my missus at the time, she was reading this book. I don't know if you've read it. It's about this man and this woman, and they agree to have sex together and everything. Have you read that book, ladies?
50 Shades of Grey.
No, the Bible, right? You filthy bastard. No, it was 50 Shades of Grey, right? And my missus was reading that, and my mum came in, and she went, oh, you're reading that book? Can I borrow that? I went, oh, fucking hell, right? And Lisa lent my mum that book, and she took it away, and I thought, well, that'll keep her busy for a month or so. She brought it back 2 days later, right? She just threw it on the table and went, that's fucking tame, isn't it? And I went, oh, my God, right? And there's like loads of stuff in there where they're like whipping each other and slapping each other. And then my mum, to top it off after that, just went, is there any more of these books? And Lisa went, yes, there is. And she went, well, can you get me on Kindle so I can wipe them clean? And it's like, I'm setting a bar low, right? I'll tell you a little bit about my background. I'm from a place called Oldham. My dad, from a mixed relationship, my dad is a man, my mum is a woman. And my dad's from Barbados. He came over in the late 70s. My dad's from Barbados. He flew over to come to Oldham for the sun. My dad was a boxer. My mum was an Alsatian. There we go. First joke. Lovely to be here. Try the veal. I love doing this voice. It's the kind of voice that hates this fucking face. Now, my dad is from Barbados, right? And I do a little bit about racism because back in the 70s, racism was completely different. It was a lot worse for my dad back then. And my dad wanted to bring me up the only way that he knew how, right? Because West Indian men don't like to talk about feelings, right? So my dad was he was a boxer and he was also a wrestler. Some of the older people in here might remember the era that he wrestled in. You remember Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks? Yeah, I think I can see the people here. And that's how my mum and dad met, actually. My dad was wrestling. My mum was in the crowd and I said to my dad, how did you meet? It was because you saw my mum and she was so attractive, or that you met and the conversation was sparkling. And my dad just went, no, easy. There's a niche one for all the old people. But he was a wrestler, and it's the only way that he knew how to teach me how to deal with racism and all that kind of stuff. So what my dad was, because he couldn't talk to me, he would get me into wrestling maneuvers, right? So like full Nelsons and shit like that, right? And he'd see how long I could last before I submitted. So I'm like, submit. And that wasn't enough for my dad. He wanted to make sure that I was a real man. So what he would do, he would then tickle me until I pissed myself. Horrible graduation. And so that's why I don't like my dad. This is going to get dark now. Has anybody ever tried to kill the father? There was a couple of laughs there. I went, yeah, I think I have. No, because my dad's diabetic, right? And he doesn't like me saying that. He doesn't like to be reminded that he's diabetic because he's got to have a leg operation and stuff like that. He might lose a leg or whatever. So I don't call it diabetes anymore. I just say that he's lactose intolerant. And brought it on himself. And last Tuesday, he had a little bit of a turn, right? And he climbed up. I was in his house, and he climbed the stairs. I was in bed, and he was just like, "Oh, don't feel, I'm dying, Shay." Right? And I felt like God at that point. I don't know if it was like the Lion King, you know, where you usurp your father. And he was like at the end of my bed, and it was like Scar just knocking off Mufasa, right? And I felt like God. It was really weird because I held his life in my hands. It was a very, very dull God, right? Because I thought, like, if you were God and you had the power of life and death, right, it'd be like, you know, thunderbolts and all that kind of stuff. Turns out, basically, my power of life and death was making him a tea and deciding how much honey to put in it, right? It's not a big thing, but I'm vegan, right? So I was really thinking about just leaving him to die because I like bees more than my dad. One of the reasons I like bees more than my dad is because my dad has fucked up my love life. Because my dad was very promiscuous back in the day, right? I've got a lot of half brothers and half sisters. It's not a stereotypical thing, but my dad slept around a bit, right? So I've got half brothers and half sisters, and it made me. I didn't know whether or not I was racist, right? Because I didn't like going out with black women, right? Do you think that's racist? The only other black man I could. Well, there's 2 black men, and the other black man went, "No, not really. I don't like him either." Right? I'll have a chat with you about your reasons in a minute. But my reason, I thought, am I racist because I won't go with black women? What it turns out, in the back of my head, all I could think of, right, Oldham's not a very big town, right? And all I could think of in the back of my head is that my dad's called Curtis, right? And I didn't want to sort of cop off with somebody, right? And be in the throes of passion and be going, oh, yeah, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? And they turn around and go, Curtis. And I go, oh, fucking hell, right? So I'm like, I didn't stop, but like, so that's why it put me off. And it was like a game of Guess Who for me when I wanted to sleep with anybody in Oldham, right? Is I had to knock off all the black people, all the black women I had to knock down. Then I had to get rid of all the racists as well. So that was basically the rest of the board apart from one person, and I can't fuck my mum. But it turned out really weird. But now, how long have I got, Tiny? We're up to, because I didn't put my watch on. Where is he? Oh, cool. Right. So now I'm in a relationship with my missus, and she's Lisa, she's white, and I never know whether or not she's being racist, right? Because she likes to call me names, right? Not in filth ways, but she has nicknames for me, right? And I used to have a big, bushy afro, used to have a big beard, used to wear a duffel coat, and she turned to me one day and just went, oi, Blackgrid, right? Black Hagrid. And then it progressed from there. She knows I like my music. It says that she wasn't being racist. She just thought I was getting fatter. Because like she called me, I used to have dreads as well, and she called me Blob Marley. That was nice. 2-pack lunches. That was another one. Bigger smalls. There was a clever one that she used. She called me Iceberg once. She went, Iceberg. And I went, oh, is that something to do with the Titanic? And she went, no, you're just a fat ice cube. The worst one, and this is, you've got to picture me now, right? I'm hairy all over. Sorry, ladies, so you've got to put an image in your head. Right, so picture me, hairy all over, but in Speedos. Oh, there was people like, oh, right? So when me and Lisa decided to go swimming, right, and I'm hairy all over, in my Speedos, and I'm just about to dive into the pool. From the other side of the pool, Lisa just shouted over at me. She went, oi, chew blacker. Now, I got upset by that. It nearly broke us up, because I went home that night and I cried myself to sleep. Hey, you've been lovely, haven't you? Good night.